Namaskar. Friends, welcome to this discourse number 86. In the last two discourses, the speaker has dealt with the two aspects of the subtle mind, namely the Bhuddhi, that is the intellect, and Ahankara, that is ego, and how these two need to be transmuted in order to realize and attain that state of pure consciousness. In this discourse, the speaker will introduce the last aspect of the subtle mind, and that is manas. The manas is the lower mind because it simply responds, it reacts. But to form this lower mind, we need sense organs. Sense organs transmit the input from the external world, and they are subject to the function of responding or reacting to the numerous experiences undergone. So, without sense organs, the lower mind cannot be formed. Without sense organs, the lower mind cannot respond, cannot react. So the sense organs are the base for forming the lower mind. And this lower mind generates numerous thoughts and impressions. So the manas is simply a responsive mind, a reactive mind. It is a receptive mind, whereas the sense organs are perceptive. They simply perceive the external objects, whereas the lower mind responds. So when the sense organs are perceptive, whereas the manas is receptive. But to make the manas receptive, the sense organs are the base, without which reaction nor response cannot be made. So sense organs are the supporting agents. They are the base, without which manas can never be formed. This is the connection between the sense organs and the manas. The five senses are given to us, can be used in two ways. The sense organs can be used in two ways. One is for constructing or making constructive and noble purpose, and another for seeking pleasures at the physical level. When we use the sense organs for seeking endless pleasures, they create more samskaras, that is impressions. And these samskaras in turn cause more disturbances. So the manas has to be evolved through pratyahara. This is the the fifth limb of Ashtanga Yoga propounded by Patanjali. Pratyahara is nothing but withdrawal of sense organs from the external world. That is, exercising great care and vigilance over these sense organs, constantly monitoring the sense organs, not to get too much involved in the external world, not to indulge too much in the external world. And this excess indulgence, excess involvement of the sense organs will create more samskaras. Therefore, pratyahara is suggested. So, pratyahara is nothing but withdrawing the sense organs from the external world. It doesn't mean the total withdrawal from the external world, but exercising care and attention that these sense organs are not let loose in the physical world, that we do not indulge too much in this external world. We will use the sense organs to the extent we want to make our living in this world. Beyond that, the sense organs, the use of sense organs is dangerous. As the speaker has just now said, that this excess involvement, excess indulgence will cause more samskaras. So as the sense organs are withdrawn from the objective world, that is minimized of their involvement or indulgence in it, then the manas becomes healthy, potential. Recording of many experiences can be minimized. Thereby, forming of samskaras can also be minimized. This in turn will make the subtle body, subtle mind subtler and subtler. Feeling develops, and eventually we go beyond feeling to a state of being, that to a state of becoming, and finally unbecoming, to merge into the absolute state of existence. So manas, Bhuddhi and Ahankara evolve through the spiritual practice of meditation. Along with the Pratyahara, meditation is also suggested here. And with these two limbs, with these two instruments, namely Pratyahara and Dhyana, that is withdrawal of sense organs, and meditation, the subtle body can become lighter, purer, and simpler, like the still pond where there are no ripples. No ripple is seen on the surface of the water. The more involvement, the more indulgence in the external world using the sense organs will cause more ripples. Therefore, stilling the mind can happen in this way, by minimizing the involvement of the sense organs in the physical world. With this, consciousness is able to expand and evolve. Pure intelligence filled with the feelings will manifest. What do we then do with the expanded consciousness and intelligence we receive? What do we do with that? We can live in this world in a peaceful way with a detached sense. But we should also think that the condition which is within us is also outside us. Everything around is absorbed in a similar state. When we involve in every piece of work and action, we do it so with that condition spread everywhere. With that condition, that is the still condition. It's not enough just to hold that condition, that state of stillness. We must be able to radiate that condition willfully, consciously, and with the confidence that wherever we go, it will spread its fragrance on its own. So let consciousness, let the state of pure intelligence expand and spread wherever we go. That is the purpose of Pratyahara and Dhyana. That is the ultimate object of transmuting this lower mind that is called manas. So we meditate to regulate our three levels of mind, namely manas, Bhuddhi, and Ahankara. These three aspects are the three sides of this subtle body. An unregulated mind is pulled by wishes and desires, fears and habits in many different directions. So the mind becomes weak as it scatters in many different channels. So in contrast, a regulated mind brings or focuses and promotes the well-being. Unless and until we meditate properly, and unless and until we regulate these three aspects of mind, our state of pure intelligence cannot be recovered. Manas, Bhuddhi and Ahankara can be still refined if we have that willpower, and we can do it through meditation, especially manas, as we learn to simplify our thinking process from many channels to one channel, then deepen it to feel. Thus, we can say the habit of feeling, within quote, is slowly cultivated, and from thinking. When the feeling is cultivated, it is easier to recover the state of pure intelligence. Feeling and thinking are opposed to each other. Thinking causes more disturbance. Feeling, on the other hand, will create a gentle ambience within you that can in turn facilitate you to acquire or recover that state of pure intelligence. So what we need is feeling, cultivating more feelings, becoming more sensitive, and not becoming too rationalistic. Where there is too much of thinking, feeling takes backseat. So, when we have more feelings, when we cultivate more feelings, we become more sensitive, and we can easily attain that state of pure intelligence. So in this discourse, we have examined how manas forms the actual mind, because it is a responsive mind. It responds to whatever is brought by the sense organs. So, numerous experiences, thoughts, and impressions are formed at this level. When manas is properly regulated, its function, its nature is properly understood, then it becomes easier for us to regulate the other two aspects of the subtle mind, namely Bhuddhi and Ahankara. Namaskar.